You have many options. They are not black and white. It is not status quo or Armageddon. It's not stay where you are or implode your family. There is a rainbow of options that you don't understand yet, but you will. So as you start to learn how to communicate from your higher self, learn how to use the miracle of empathy, you can begin to talk about all the issues that you would have to talk about in a divorce. So in a divorce or a separation, you're going to have to talk about money. You're going to have to talk about parenting. You're going to have to talk about what you can do with the house, etc. You're going to have to see if you need to get a job or not. But when you're looking at what the possibility is, you can talk about this without needing to end it. Because many times in a relationship, you're locked in roles that you had many years ago that your parents had. So sometimes the husband is the breadwinner and the wife stays at home and raises the children. And he spends 15 or 20 years earning money. She feels neglected. He doesn't know it. He's ready to retire. She's already been MIA, missing in action, because she's felt so hurt for years and wasn't able to share that. So then they show up in my office ready to get divorced. He's hopeful that she'll love him, and she's ready to leave. And I tell the party that's hopeful that they have to be willing to talk about what an ending would look like, because the person that's ready to leave isn't ready to keep doing marriage counseling. And I tell the person who wants to leave that they have to be willing to talk about the feelings, because otherwise the person that's still hopeful will sabotage any divorce proceedings, and they could fight about it for 2 years before they were in a room talking about what they're going to talk about with me or with your counselor or with someone else who knows this process. It's a way to bridge the gap and allow you to talk about what are our finances? Where are they? How much do we owe? How much do we own? What's a budget? How much are we spending? How much does it cost us to live here? There's one party is mad that they've been working the whole time and the other party's had it easy. But instead of asking the other party to start working, the resentment builds and other things get in the way. Sometimes affairs get in the way. So rebooting your marriage and starting over from your highest self is really a gift that you give yourself, because whether you decide to stay or go, you're still going to have a better relationship, whether you have children or not. If you don't have children, then it allows you to have closure without wounds going on. And if you do have children, compassionate mediation is the biggest gift you can give your children. Because I always say the biggest gift you can give your children is to minimize conflict. And what compassionate mediation is it's a conscious way, a self-led way, a higher self-led way of resolving conflict with empathy and compassion. And that's what I'm hoping you find. So you have lots of options. Creating a new relationship is one. Sometimes you may need to talk about a separation. And there are many different ways to separate. Yes, one party could leave the house. However, there's something called nesting that a lot of people do, where one party leaves for a weekend and the other party stays, and then they switch off. Sometimes you can agree to separate in the same house. What that means is, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to start dating, but it means we're just not going to work so hard or carry our grudges. We're just going to go to our own corner of the house for a while and co-parent and talk about money, but just take the pressure off. So there's lots of different options. Separation is an option. And then you need to talk about money and parenting and all the other issues. And divorce is an option. And again, it's not doing it yourself, it's higher self.